Happy Saturday, SMITE fans, and welcome into the second to last day of Season 9 of the SMITE Pro League. That gets crazier the more I think about it. Of course, powered by our friends over at Prime Gaming. Remember, you get so much with your Prime membership. A lot on the gaming side, free subscriptions to your favorite Twitch streamers, as well as a lot of in-game content, all for free. Every single month, there's a avatar cosmetic bundle for SMITE that's free with Prime this month, as well as 11 days remaining on Fallout New Vegas. So if you need something to be on your second monitor while you're watching the World Cup this week, fantastic. You got a great game, as well as some SMITE in the meantime. So thanks again to Prime for being with us here in Season 9 of the SMITE Pro League. And Trelly Riley with me on the desk to start off this fine Saturday. Trelly, we are almost done with the regular season.
That's wild.
Of Season 9 of the SMITE Pro League. We've come a long way. It's been a long year.
We have, and I joined us at the beginning of this
year.
You did. Do you even remember that?
No, it's been so long.
That's what I'm saying.
Trelly, you meshed in with us so immediately that it didn't even feel like you just joined us this year. It feels like you've been on the team since the beginning of SMITE.
Wow, this guy. You really know how to butter me up for some good SMITE.
That's right. Hopefully today we'll get some good SMITE because we are officially on the road to Worlds. We're on the run-up to everything that's going to be happening over the next couple of months. So a lot has been solidified, and we'll see that here in just a moment with schedule and with our standings. But the road to Worlds does not just stop at the end of the phase. No, it is simply just beginning. Phase 3 playoffs. We're going to take a week off for the Thanksgiving break. After that, on November 30th, the Phase 3 playoffs will start, and the top 4 from that event will move on to the World's quarterfinals early in January. The bottom 2 from that event will then drop down and join some SOC, SEC qualifiers, and the bottom 2 currently SPL teams at the group stages, and that's early January. 4 teams from that event will also join the SMITE World Championship a bit later on. So big qualification process moving forward here. SEC and SOC, those are those middle weeks in December. And so the road to Worlds just now really beginning. But we've got 2 more days, counting today, of SPL action prior to moving into the Phase 3 playoffs. As I mentioned, we've already had a very competitive week this week, Trelly, on Thursday. All 3 of our sets go 3. Yesterday, a bit more lopsided. The Kings taking down the Leviathans and the Jade Dragons taking down the Valkyries. Those 2 sets sealed the deal on really our top 2 and our bottom 2, which we've talked about a good bit. And so the remainder of our matches, those middle 4, I suppose, could move around. Really about setting a tone, though, for the end of the year.
Yeah, it seems like, I would argue these are the most important matches, right? Because this is when you got to leave everything out on the battleground. We've seen some Twitter polls, I suppose, about.
Yeah, we'll hear about that in a minute, I imagine.
And I imagine that's going to be, you're talking about setting the tone, and I think you got to come out swinging here. This is when this is when everything matters.
Yeah, you know.
Not like standings matters. I'm talking about like your mindset.
No, you're right. Sure, but I think there are teams that are a bit more flexible in their mindset.
Of course.
Right. Teams whose positions, as you saw in the standings, a bit more solidified. So the Leviathans will be your first seed, the Jade Dragons will be your second seed, and the Valkyries and the Scarabs guaranteed to be playing in that group in stage. They'll miss the Phase 3 playoffs. So let's talk about our second seed Jade Dragons here, Trelly. This has been a very strong and very consistent team all year long. Remember, they're your SMITE Summer Masters champions, but also a rock-solid squad here in Phase 3. And they have shown in sets that do matter for standings for them.
Yep.
Still some creativity in compositions where, like, what are they going for here? I'm unsure. And then it ends up working. They have really formulated their play style down to a science.
Yeah, I think they've got SMITE figured out. Like they are able to.
They've solved SMITE.
I'm not going to say they've solved it. There's definitely still some more to learn, but they've definitely got it down to a science because. When you can't quite figure out when there's a pick that gets locked in early on in a draft, you're like, well, that could go to 4 different players on this team. That's got to be difficult to go up against, right? And I think the Jade Dragons as a whole, this is a mindset that I think a lot of the teams have, but them in particular, whenever we do get to interview them, it's usually something along the lines of we should be like 13-0. We just kind of trolled a bit. Like they feel as if they are the best undisputed team in the league, and if they lose, it's of their own accord. It's not because they got outplayed, it's because they dropped some fights, they dropped some plays, things like that. And they back that up, right? They've got these different style of compositions they can go to, always keeps you guessing, and always makes for some fun SMITE to watch.
Yeah, and look, they have a variety of win conditions as well. I mean, it feels like they can really win through any lane on the map. Mike can find pressure out of support and get the ball rolling there. You've seen compositions really based around Fine OK, Scream and Pagon have had their carry games, as well as Panda Cat. It's a very diversified team, and I think it's a squad that very well deserving of that top 2 spot.
Yep.
Remember, I mean, and as we build up to it, so they'll have, this might be their last set of the phase. I'll have to go back and double check. But they'll have, in theory, not in theory, correct, 1 set to win to guarantee their spot at Worlds because of their performance so far here throughout the phase. Trelly referenced some Twitter polls and players asking maybe what the fans want to see them play today. I'm, of course, talking about Polar Bear Mike, who's standing by with J-Mac. Maybe provide some clarity in the pregame interview.
And maybe we can get some of those answers from PBM standing by support for the Jade Dragons. So let's just jump right into those. You put out a couple Twitter polls yesterday asking some of the fans, hey, what should I play for this matchup? And I think we might have those Twitter polls available for us to kind of take a look back. Now, are you going to be sticking to those polls based on what's done? And I saw that you put an extra one just in case some things get banned out.
It depends. Yeah, I will be sticking to it relatively. I had a couple ideas that I cooked up in my brain, of course, last night, just spending all day kind of analyzing the picks and bans in the draft and kind of, what we really need to do to get the win here. So, might deviate a little bit, but for the most part, we try to stick to it.
All right, so far it's looking like Afro and Chiron are winning at least your top poll there. Apwash and Arachne on the bottom. Also, whoever this screenshot was from, it looks like it's from Billy, voted for the Morgan. Not winning out on that one. Yeah. Now, in matchups like these, we sometimes get to see a little bit of extra fun, and I've got a few records at least written down. Now, I'll see which of these seems more enticing for your team to maybe try and go for today. Top wards held by you, 111 last year. Fastest fire giant, 1028. Okay. And then most kills in a single game by one player, 24, and top damage, 81.350. You think any of those records really stand out for you to try and go for, PBM?
J-Mac, I'd recommend throwing that card away. I got a new record in mind, okay?
Really?
Something I cooked up today is starting teleport on Hercules support. I'm going to go teleport. I'm going to go first item relic dagger. I'm going to go Chalice of the Oracle out of base, okay? I'm going to put wards on their jungle, and I will see how long I can stay level 1, and I will only invade camps. I will not hit level 2 until I take a camp. That's the only way.
So longest level 1 potentially in Smite. Okay, that's not a record I was expecting. So are you only going to be doing it with Hercules, or is it just going to be whatever pick comes to mind?
I don't think they can stop me no matter what. So Herc is ideal, but they're not going to stop me.
So a lot of confidence from PBM over here. And I think we also saw that Final K put out a thing earlier on, I believe it was just about an hour or so ago, talking about maybe the Ganesh solo coming from him. Do you think he's going to be able to solo Baskin, though, on Ganesh solo?
Alec is just a worse player than Baskin, straight up, in every way. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't get farmed the entire set.
Well, we'll see if Alec does go Ganesh, if he does or does not get farmed, and we'll see if Mike can break himself and create a new record today. Thank you so much for being able to get back with the team. We'll get back over to the desk. Keep it going.
So not only some clarity from Mike, but literal direct answers on what he's doing today. I'm feeling a bit slighted, though, because I don't think Hercules was on that poll, unless I'm misremembering.
Well, what you need to remember is that Mike is he's always thinking, right? I believe
he's cooking something up.
I believe that he knows the Olympus Bolts are watching, and he's trying to get in their head. I don't think the Hercules is coming out. I think he's going to stick to the polls, possibly the Outwash or something like that. And he's just making sure to throw them, a red herring, if you will, just to make sure they're not quite onto his game just yet.
I'm not even certain the Jade Dragons are all going to be playing their own roles today. To be clear, the Dragons, as we've mentioned, locked in second seed. And that's where they're going to be for the Phase 3 playoffs. So we know how the Dragons can be when they want to have some fun on the battleground. Their opponents today, they're going to have to figure out some of these interesting compositions, are the Olympus Bolts. Now, Trelly, jokes aside, I think the Bolts, they're pretty locked in their spot. Again, I think with standings in them, they don't have too much movement to be done. They have this set, and then I think this is it for the Olympus Bolts towards the end of the phase. Or maybe they have one more set against the Valhalla Valkyries a bit later on. So they have 2 sets remaining. I would argue that it is important for this Bolts team to build up some chemistry, though, and build up some consistency and some momentum. Problem is, I don't know if they're going to find the highest tier of SPL play in this set.
I mean, I would argue the Jade Dragons trolling is still a very strong opponent, you know, because that's just the way they like to play, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not going to say they're going to find the best level of practice here, but I think you're right. Sitting at that bottom 6, or I mean, you know, just above that bottom 2,
Right.
they're probably not too happy about that, but at least they have that level of clarity knowing that they're not going to be, you know, stuck in play-ins, that sort of thing. So I imagine they'll treat this as a half practice, half we really need to build up the synergy, as you were saying, and not take it too difficultly, because
Right.
again, the Jade Dragons, a team that even when they're playing some off-roll stuff, still pretty intimidating.
Yeah,
to go
I mean
up against.
they're a very strong team, and they'll be a formidable opponent for whoever they end up having to go up against at the Phase 3 playoffs. So you know, I'll admit it's hard for me because I don't think you want to. I think it's important for the Bolts, yes, to build up some consistency and some momentum towards the end of the phase, but also to take a breather. It's been a long year. You have some opportunities now to have some fun. You know, hopefully you win the games. It's more fun when you win, regardless of what you're playing. But I don't want to see this team. Alternatively, you can go too far in the other direction, where in an opportunity to have some fun, you try super hard and you burn out. I think the Bolts will be just fine and find their middle ground. P's and B's. Lots of questions for this one. We'll get some answers here as the Jade Dragons and the Olympus Bolts go into picks and bans for game number 1. Now, Final K also tweeted, like, what do you guys want me to play? One of our casters replied, pure unadulterated bias if you play any ring build Guardian. And so one of our casters is out there wagering just bias on air.
That's ridiculous.
Which I can't believe.
I can't support that for 1 second.
Yeah, like, who is that caster so I can stay away from their Twitter? I don't want to go to their Twitter or see any of their tweets ever at all. Dolson Live is avoid that Twitter.
Avoid that. Don't follow it.
Right.
Don't retweet all the gym pics. None of the
That's
above.
right. Please don't. No. So I did request a ring build Guardian from Fine OK, but he had like 60 replies, and I'm sure some of them were better than mine. So we'll see. Looks like Ven's in pretty good spirits here as well.
I'd say so.
As the Atlas, the Zeus will both get banned away. The Tier, the Guan Yu. We're making sure there's no room for any amount of trying out of the solo lane is what I'm gathering.
I kind of feel bad because it seems like the Jade Dragons are making sure that Baskin can't run this game. I mean, Mike said on air that Baskin is just better than Fine OK in every way, shape, or form, and they're proving it here.
Oh, they're putting Umoja.
They're picking Umoja here. The Bolts, like I said, they came to play. They went the dub.
No, well, we'll leave it up in the air. I'm going to spread some intrigue. We technically don't know where and who this Umoja is going to and what players are where on the map. That is very much up for debate here. Now, it could end up just being straight up standard 5v5 Smite. All players in their roles, all picks in their standard roles as well. But to start off, Umoja could be a strong pick, is a strong pick for Awesome Jake. It's almost like the Jade Dragons are saying, no, we're forcing the Bolts to try something new, because you look at, well, I guess Bacchus is a bit different. So it's a Bacchus ban instead of the tier, it looks like. No, it is a tier ban. And then a Guan Yu, and then a Nox. And those were all 3 things that the Olympus Bolts love playing. So it's a Bacchus pick. That's where I got mixed up. It's a Bacchus pick for the Jade Dragons. But 3 bans against the Bolts on picks they tend to really love to play. And Opwash. That was on the poll.
That was the poll. So that could be the attack speed Fine OK for caster bias.
Right.
And Outwash support for Mike to make sure. And he can still go for the teleport strat. I mean, this could be big plays, especially because
they didn't ban the Herc.
There's a Umoja on the field. I think Outwash and Bacchus are going to get some great value here. The anti-heal, it's already going to start. I'm seeing the composition build up before my eyes, and I have to imagine the Bolts are a little intimidated.
Opwash won the second poll that Mike tweeted, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And it had more percentage than the previous poll. That's why I said probably the Pwash.
Right, so I think you're spot on there. I'm going to assume Mike until proven otherwise. I also feel like I heard a rumbling out in the hall, some whispers in the corridors that it might be Pagon in the jungle today and Scream playing mid, which is something they've done before anyway. I don't think that's breaking totally new ground for the Jade Dragons. But an Ishtar and a Hera Hover for the Olympus Bolts could be keeping the compositions relatively standard on one side of the aisle here.
Well, because we heard that Pagon could be in the jungle, that means the Bolts knew, and they were like, okay, we got to ban the Scream, the Scratless,
Right.
and the Zeus as well. Those are all mid lane picks for Scream in particular.
Were you trying to think of an S Zeus name, like you said, Scratless? Were you trying to think of it like a Screws or something?
I mean, I just didn't want to go with the Screws, so I decided not to say it, but
I went for it anyway.
yep, you said it, and it's been said. Now it's out
Izanami.
there.
It's the first time this phase for Iza. And Hera as well. So the Olympus Bolts, maybe standard picks for their roles, but definitely not standard picks as far as the meta.
Well, we'll have to see if they even, like we said,
Yeah, right. Could be solo, jungle, whatever.
they could be switching it up as well, trying to match the amount of pressure coming from the Jade Dragons with the Bacchus Outwash lock-ins.
You know what? I like these types of games.
Oh, of course.
The players have so much high-level Smite to play throughout the year.
Yep.
And you better believe if standings and all that was still up in the air for a lot of these teams, I mean, we're in here grinding until the very final day. You know,
I mean,
100%. These guys are all professionals. But to have the opportunity to come in and have some fun, take a breather towards the end of the phase. Again, of course, you wanna win these types of. They're gonna try to win, but to be a bit more creative with their compositions after what was a really long, really competitive year for these teams. Really cool way for the Dragons to end their phase. This will be the final set of the phase for the Jade Dragons. The Olympus Bolts will end up playing the Valhalla Valkyries tomorrow. A Scylla lock-in. Again, no guarantees on where that is or where it goes. But something tells me if it is mid, it's not going to be Pagon playing it. There's something funky about this Scylla. I just can't figure it out yet.
Yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it, but something about this Scylla is giving us interesting vibes. Again, I think the Bacchus will bring some great setup for it, if that's the plan, if they're trying to get some...
So wait, did you fully gather Mike's plan? What did he say? He's going to go teleport support?
He said he wants to get Chalice of the Oracle, which
Right.
is, the
Right.
ward Chalice. He's going to place it behind the buffs,
Right.
and then teleport to the ward
Right.
to go behind at the last second and steal the buff. That's his plan.
But
And
what was the whole bit about being level 1?
Well, he's not going to get farm,
Right, he's not gonna get farm in
from
lane.
waves. It'll
Right.
only be for buffs he steals. So if
Got
he
it.
never steals a buff, he will remain level 1.
So he's saying, I don't want experience unless it's buffs that I've stolen.
Unless it's a stolen buff.
Stolen
not
buff.
of
Got
my
it.
own farm or my own wave. I will
Got it.
only be stealing said farm.
Whether he actually does that or not remains to be seen.
I mean,
But
Hercules was not banned.
Hercules was not banned. It did seem like he came up with that
On the fly.
on the fly.
Yeah.
I don't think he had enough time to really sift through his options there. A Gilgamesh lock-in. Now seen Gilg twice in the last 2 days. Didn't win its first game. Maybe a chance for the Jade Dragons to improve that win rate to 50%. Thanatos for the Olympus Bolts. Execute potential for sure. And then what would be a very interesting Bakasura pick. And I pity us to try to decide where all of these picks are going because it seems so obvious, doesn't
Yeah.
it? But
I mean, I've got it locked in as far... Wait. Never mind.
maybe it's the Baskin Ganesh solo.
Maybe Baskin heard the rumblings of a Ganesh solo and
Yeah.
said, you think you can Ganesh solo me? I will
Right.
Ganesh solo you. And since it was a Baka hover, we can lock in that Thanatos for Lasper then, probably. Even
Geb-
better. Even
Geb
better.
The pick. And that's a big Baskin smile.
Yep.
And Final K laughing on the other side, so something tells me maybe this Geb slated for the solo lane. Double Guardians in solo is what my mind suddenly starts thinking. They're just going to be, I guess, trying to auto-attack each other and find some damage there. Now remember, pure caster bias still up for grabs from Final K
Yep.
here. If this Bacchus does go solo, and he goes a ring build, he will get the full-on Dave bias treatment for the rest of this death segment. Of course, it then stops at Phase 3 playoffs. We go back to standard unbiased caster. But I will completely go full bias towards Fino if this Bacchus ends up solo and with a ring build. So let's try to decipher some of this here, Trilly. Bacchus, Opwash, Scylla, Gilgamesh, Thor.
Easy.
You say easy.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right, hit me.
for sure. It's, okay. Final K needs to take the Bacchus for the bias. I mean, it's just too valuable to not give that up.
Bias that's a high
Yeah,
reward.
exactly. The Outwash won the poll, so I'm bringing that one over to PBM. Of course, Scream loves to cosplay as a mid laner, so that Scylla's going over to him.
Right.
Pagon takes the Thor, and then Panda Cat on the Gilgamesh. And that's
Yeah, I forgot about Panda Cat's pick.
if anything else happens, then I didn't mean any of that.
Here's the thing. I think you have a little leeway here because who knows? With,
No,
with
I'm
that
terrible at my job if I can't decipher these 5 picks.
Yeah,
of the
Trelly,
rules.
I'm sorry. Although I've said it's felt like you've been here for ages, this is your test. You're finally being tested.
This will be my last broadcast.
Yamoja, Izanami, Hera, Thanatos, Geb.
Yeah.
Maybe appears a bit more obvious on the other side. My guess, and I can do this because I'm not a chair too, and so I have no real risk here. My initial guess is Yamoja, Iza duo, but I think player role swaps potentially there. Hera mid, Thana jungle, and Geb solo. I think the uniqueness for the Bolts composition here are where the actual players are playing.
Yeah, I've seen Bera's a big Assault main, and whenever he plays Assault, if he ever gets a Hunter, he re-rolls it or trades. He will not play Hunters in Assault because he's like, I do it all the time in the SPL. I'm not playing it. So maybe the same sort of vibes. Because this game's a little bit more on the fun side. Bera's like, give me the Emoja, Jake. You take the Iza. Let me be the support this time around.
Right.
That could be the call as well.
Could be the call. Also, could just be total chaos. Could have
That's
Hera,
what we're hoping
could have
for.
Hera in the jungle, Thana ADC. Could be Yamoja with a ring build. Now remember, bias not up for grabs for the Bolts, to be clear. Man, is that biased in and of itself? That only
You already
get my
started the bias?
The bias has started because I can only be won over by Fine OK. That seems a little biased to me. To be fair, my reply to Fine OK was on his tweet. I didn't see the Bolt asking, and I'm sure I would have offered the same trade-off. So it's only offered to Fine OK, but a player after my own heart if I end up seeing a ring build on one of these 3 Guardians that we've got here in our game. All right, so JMac threw out a couple records earlier on. I think 24 kills is what he said. All right, here we go. Oh, thanks, JMac. 111 wards. Do you think? I don't know if any of the players are going to be warding enough to beat 111 in one game. That is ridiculous.
Well, Mike
111
tried to set the record, and I believe he went out to do that, and he did. So now,
I
why would Mike try to break his own record at this
Make it
point?
harder for someone else to go back and break on their own. So you don't think the ward's going to get broken? 10.5-minute Fire Giant. That was the fastest we've had. Either of these comps seem like an early FG pull?
I'm looking at the amount of DPS that either one of these teams could do, and if you're going for fastest Fire Giant, this isn't the squad I would bring. Like I'm definitely bringing like an Anubis, possibly a Vulcan, a Ho Yi ult, and that could help, but I don't think either one of these teams are going to be going for a play unless they did it together.
Right.
If all 10 squatted up at Fire Giant and just said, "Hey, we'll 50-50 whoever gets the record," then yeah, maybe they could go for it.
I'm not ruling that out. That's they were all laughing and pointing at each other from across the hallway. There could be team synergy between the 2 squads. 24 kills, the most kills we've had in an SPL game. That one I think could be within reach, depending on how the players are playing this game.
Yeah, didn't Scream on Gilgamesh get like a 19-kill game already when he was on the Scarabs like this season? So
yeah, and that was like an actual
that was an actual
for standings.
That
game,
was an
right?
actual game. So I could see him popping off on. I predicted the Scylla, so maybe the Scream Scylla full ult resets. He could go for 24 possibly.
Maybe. 81,350. This game's gonna have to go long if we're. I think the last 2 kind of go hand in hand. If we're in a game that's long enough for a player to get 24 kills, there's probably a world where that player is also getting like 81,000 damage. Of all those 4, which do you think most likely to get reached in a game like this?
Probably the damage, just because I feel like they're going to be scrapping a lot, but there's no way the Fire Giant gets burned down that quickly if both of these teams are there, so probably not.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have to wait. We're going to a quick break. We'll be right back and get into game 1 shortly.
Yeah, I gotta imagine the Opwash is going to Mike, considering it was part of his poll of like 8 different gods that he had listed out in order to play. And we're gonna have the Scylla.
You'd be right. I can see.
Scylla as well was one of those ones that got in there, and I was kind of wondering where the Scylla might be landing. That one's going to Scream, who's going to be playing the mid. It's going to be Pagon on the Gilgamesh, though, running that one into the jungle. And then Panda Cat's going to be playing Thor ADC up against a normal ADC in Izanami. Bera, you could have done anything. Instead, you
What I like is look at the rest of his team.
Oh,
and
wait.
quite obviously,
Wait.
everybody else was on the right page. Barra just decided I can play whatever I want. Isa. Like we got a Yamoja mid. We've got Hera in the jungle. We've got Jake on Thanatos.
Ven
Ven's
roll swapped.
playing-
Ven roll swapped.
Well, that's a lot more boring.
That might be more boring than Barra playing the Izanami.
Well,
is that you're playing?
No, it's less boring than that because that's something we've seen a lot for years. Like Barra's done nothing new here. That's what I think the whole
Right.
point is Barra's doing nothing. At least Vin's playing a different role.
True. We'll have to see how.
Although
Jake's,
I would have liked the
We'll have
Yamoja
to
mid,
see-
that's all I'm saying.
so we'll have to see how Jake's jungle Thanatos and Lasbra's Hera mid does.
Yeah.
This is a roll swaps by everybody except for Baskin and Barra on the
And
side
I
of the
have to
Bolts.
give Dave credit because that's exactly what he said was going to be likely. Was that it was going to be a very standard comp.
Oh no! Baskin drop kicked in a tower by Pagon, and first blood to the Jade Dragons. But so far, the bias for Dave isn't there. It's a book and a fighter's mask, at least for Final K. Gonna have to wait a little bit before you see those rings, maybe.
Yeah, well, they're playing the long con right here, and that's what I can admire about the Dragons, right? You know, talk about them a lot as an early game composition. They're playing they're playing something. I don't even know.
playing
Like,
Smite.
there's a certain level of there's got to be some analysis in here somewhere that I'm gonna make sometime throughout this game. I don't know when it's going to be though. I'm interested to see what these teams have to offer because you gave a lot of options out there. Also, Mike, you had said
not doing his thing
Mongus
he
level
said.
1, and he got there pretty quickly actually,
Well,
as far as things are concerned.
Well, he's not doing what he said he was going to do, which was the Hercules. Okay, maybe a second kill on the Baskin, kicked against the tower. Okay, kill for So maybe they're going for the 24 kills one for Pagon. That's 24 kills, you know, to reiterate, by a single player in a single game. Not 24 kills total. We've definitely hit well beyond there at that point. So Pagon off to a good start with 2 in 2 minutes.
Because you want to know the total count? And chat, this one's for you as well. And I'd love to see it. 144 kills in a single game.
That one game
I
had
have a strong feeling it's not going to happen. But it was a game much like this one, where it was an end of the phase. Nothing that happened in the game was necessarily important. Seeding was determined. The teams that were going, I believe at that point it was probably like super regionals because it was in season 3. I
think so.
Yeah, if anything like that. If not super regionals, then just regular regionals.
was what, Soar an enemy?
It was Soar and Enemy.
Oh.
And Panda, what's funny,
Wait,
Panda
Panda was
Cat
in that
was
one.
in that game, and actually he was playing mid, and he has the second most kills in a single game by a single player at 23. He was playing Hebo.
That's right. I was almost gonna go, man. What was it he was playing? But yeah, it was the Hebo.
And
at
it's
the
one of
time.
those games where, like, when you and I have to give credit to Betty Smite for this one as well because they put it on their YouTube channel in like a very shortened version, and there's a good reason for that. And I'm gonna go ahead and stifle this for anybody who wants to go watch that game. Don't. It's not a fun game to watch. It's
fun
not
one to
good
listen to.
Smite by any means. Like, it is not really entertaining, but it gave a lot of fun things way after the fact, right? I can still talk about how many kills there were and how everybody was getting kills left and right and how you had 24 and 23 kills. Panda Cat at 23. I believe it's Met Yankee who holds the single kills in a single game.
That's a throwback name there.
But do not watch that game. It is not entertaining.
Maybe kill number 3 for Pagon. On a killing spree already. Ultimate by Scream. Argus dropped in. Pagon going for number 4, but he gets polymorphed, at least by Lasbra. Final K takes the one away from him. So it's 4 kills now for the Dragons, 3 for Pagon. Baskin level 5 on the Geb. No ult available to him. And Pagon will walk away for the time being. And, well, now we get a little bit of the swap out there as we do see it is Jake playing the Thanatos jungle. Hera to mid for Lasbra, but route of Final K to take the 4th kill away from Pagon. He was on a roll, man.
So you gotta get some kills. You can't just stack them all up on one guy, right?
Nah.
You gotta spread them.
How else is he gonna break the
yeah,
record?
well, how else is Final K gonna afford the rings if he can't get some of these kills?
Oh no, here we go. Number 4, drop kick, good. Now Pagon's got to make it out of here. Luckily he's got Final K. Belch goes through. Jake makes it to the sky. Pagon. Oh no, what a leap from Pagon! Just the stuns on awesome Jake. Doesn't get the execute. And Pagon walks away with his 4.
Man, you know what? I was gonna say he's off roll, except the Dragons were playing this setup in legitimate Smite
Yeah,
games.
this is an
SPL
off roll for
games.
Pagon.
So this is, I mean, it's the most off roll that Scream and Pagon have been. But it doesn't, like, they were playing this normally. And so maybe it doesn't change too much, but
Didn't Pagon play this mid once before already?
What, Gilgamesh mid?
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, probably.
He's just doing it.
I feel like there's probably a list, a shorter list of things. That's not true. There's a lot of gods in the game. Never mind. I was going to say a shorter list of things he hasn't played in mid.
gods.
He's probably there's probably like a.
He's going for Cyclone's record now. That's what he's aiming for. I feel is he's going to try and break Cyclone's record of most unique gods played in his career.
I gotta go back and look. I feel like Cyclone. He was in the low 70s last time I looked, but there's been a lot more gods now.
Oh, the dot? No, Mike's building support. That Opwash isn't going to do any damage. What am I thinking? Oh, wait. Where did Pagon get that one? Behind the tower? Fighting against you. Oh, Jake, you can't miss the scythe, man. Pagon's just going to walk away because of it. Oh, he's going to back in from him. That's just rude. Why are there 4 players? Why is PBM in solo lane right now?
Look, you got to get these kills somehow. And this is how you do it, okay? Pagon's got to run up. I think they were even deliberately waiting.
They were going to see who he landed on. Unfortunately, he didn't even get to the sky in time. That's rough.
That's rough, buddy. 7-0 already. 5 kills for Pagon.
It's a good start.
It's a very good start.
5 kills in 6.5
J-Mac,
minutes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm scrambling. I guess the blinks. I can talk about blinks. There's a meditation.
Nice.
A lot of stacking items that the dragons have picked up. Same thing can be
Actually,
said.
everybody's stacking on
for
dragons.
the bolts, except for Jake. Everybody is stacking something in this
Wow. Come on, Jake. Pick it up, man.
game.
And by pick it up, I mean like a transcendence right now. Just back and buy a
Honestly,
transcendence.
it's not out of the question. I feel like we've seen that a couple of times for Thanatos. But it is definitely we have like the duo lane's been real quiet. Mike's interest has been elsewhere, but PandaCat's going for something.
Well, they heard you say it's quiet, so PandaCat decides to make some rumblings on the left side with the help of Pagon. It's a kill now for everybody except for Scream. He is alone with a 0 in the kill column for himself. But FineOK alone in the death column, as he is now gone down for the first time this game. To be honest, I don't even know how it happened.
It was a gank from Jake, right?
Oh.
Thanatos goes over there. You got a 2v1. If they didn't get that kill, honestly, maybe it'd be worse. But there's a good Rivers rebuke. Argus is getting dropped. The bolts, they don't want to get shut out here, J-Mac.
They do not. PBM in danger. Pagon will continue batting away.
They got to do a lot more, though, if they want to win.
I'm a Monster does some good damage to Venenu, but Pagon actually not going to continue to chase on the lower health targets. Maybe go and help out and knock Jake away. The Jade Dragons will be fine. Back to the Tier 1 tower. They will scurry. Pagon will go ahead and claim a red buff for himself.
Yeah, I was going to say the worst part about that for the bolts is not only did they not get the kills, but they didn't even get the red buff. They didn't get the one that they were invading either. So Jake is going to be missing out, which means Scream just gets a nice reinvigorated red buff here. And Jake, with this kind of positioning, could just end up being another kill. But it doesn't seem like they're going to fight that. Now I'm wondering, first off, there's FineOK
Still no
just
ring.
soloing him without a ring. And I do think, and you know, I have to go reread Dave's tweet. I'm sorry, Dolson Live's tweet very carefully.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that the stipulation has to have the rings for the bias.
It does indeed. That was something he was very, very clear about mentioning over on the desk, was the Dolson Live tweet does have to have the rings. Any Guardian was fine.
Which,
But
let's be
it
honest,
had to be
best
the
Guardian
rings.
for it would be Sylvanas. Sylvanas ring build is fun.
It is fun, and you get a Mannequin Scepter with it. Then you have a lot of fun. You do a lot of damage. We'll see if PBM and Scream can do a lot of damage. The answer to that is yes against Awesome Jake. Scream now on the board. He joins the rest of his team. Whiffed drop kick by Pagon. He's got backup from FineOK. And Pagon will still get the kill. 6-0-4 now for the Gilgamesh. And I'm a Monster will slam down. It's a double for the mid laner of the Dragons. And then there's Barra.
I don't even, yeah, well, Barra's just playing Smite, man.
Wait,
FineOK just died to a Centaur, man!
So not only is he the only player on his team to have died, he's now died twice.
Look at Scream losing
Died
it.
to PvE. When's the last time, now excluding Fire Giant and Gold Fury, because those do hurt.
I want to say it was either last year or 2 years ago. I remember, who was it on Ama?
Was it a No, it was Ama. So
It was an
couldn't have-
Ama in the jungle. It was
Benji?
back.
Was it Benji?
I think it might have been Benji that died to an Elder Harpy on a Montrose.
After he just got saved by
Because
his
he
teammate.
got saved. It was like such a sick save. He walks into the jungle to farm and died to the camp. Well, now the reset timer at least has happened on that one. We've seen another one. Although we saw like a couple. I want to say like purple buff deaths earlier this year and pyromancer deaths.
Goodbye, awesome Jake. That's,
He's a little under a third of the way there.
yeah, the awesome Jake has the simulation of the
He's a third of the way there.
Okay, he is on the way to tying the record, maybe beating it. Now, awesome Jake's name is 408, but right now he's 04. He's got his numbers mixed up.
J-Mac, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what to do with that. That was like,
I don't either.
like you
I don't-
stretched to make the joke, and I'm not going to stretch to fix it. I'm just
No.
going to let it live where it is. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate for him. Maybe not the jungle debut you would have liked. Although Baskin, look, I'm going to tell you, Geb's solo
Hang on.
in the way back win was a legitimate strategy, and is not maybe as much anymore as showcased here.
Okay, you know what?
Pagon's in a different
No,
MOBA.
okay, so
He's not
if
playing
this-
Smite, man.
Maybe if this was any god but Gilgamesh, I give him maybe a lot more flack. But because it's Gilgamesh, and because of his passive, I give him a little bit of leeway. Because I think like,
Oh my god.
oh my god, that might have so much damage. Barracuda away for now. Venenu's still standing inside the crypt. Not sure why. All 5 of the dragons are between tier 1 and tier 2. Kill for Baskin with the Cataclysm. That's one, but Final K gets a double under tower. Baskin gets a double of his own. Panda Cat takes one from Pagon. And now it's only Baskin left alive. After literally everybody decided we're fighting between tier 1 and tier 2. Pagon dropkick, Panda steals it away for another double kill. 4-0 for the Thor ADC. But 2 more kills for the Bolts now.
So the Dragons and the Bolts.
They're having fun.
I'm going to talk about their history because, the Dragons, if you guys watch Smite for 4 or 5 years at this point, like the core that makes up the Dragons, also Lasbra, actually turns it around on Pagon. I was so certain he was dead. At least finds a turnaround kill. Dragons tend to have the better end of this matchup, whether it's troll games or not. That's how it's always ended up kind of lying out there. I'm also going to throw this one out there. These two teams have the credit for the lowest kills in a single game between two teams that anyone has experienced. It was 4 total kills in the SPL, and that's how it had ended. Which is wild because that's including the 2-minute surrender that had happened. What is that, Season 2? Still managed to have more kills than that. And so now, I want to see him go for the 144. I don't know that they're going to hit it. 144 is such an obnoxious amount of kills to have in a single game. They're on. I mean, well, that's 24. You only need 120 more.
Well, here's the thing, like, the Dragons are doing a good job of getting the kills to get to that point.
Yeah.
The Bolts are kind of slacking. It's 5-19 right now.
They're late game. They're late game.
Oh,
yeah, don't
they're
worry
scaling.
about it.
They're
late game.
scaling.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Especially once Barracuda gets his Hunter build online. Dropkick misses Lasbra. Will the I'm a Monster hit from Scream? He's gonna need to fire. No, he didn't even get a chance to use it. Just got the movement speed. Lasbra's actually hitting really hard on this Hera. Scream goes in, gets the Sikkim. Crush off the bar. Drop kicks Lasbra into Venenu. And Pagon gets his 9th kill of the game. Ven running as fast as he can, but he's out of Omi. He's right now. And it's going to be death for him. Scream, credit to the kill.
Now, I do wonder, when you're playing off-roll, or in the Dragon's case, playing different gods, where the fun stops for you, right? Like, obviously, I think the Dragons, 9 times out of 10, anything happens in this game, you cut to their screen, they're probably going to be laughing. When do the smiles stop for the Bolts? like, how many deaths do you stack up, and how far behind do you get before you go, I don't know if I'm having fun anymore. It's just like, now we're just
Can we get
not
out?
playing incredibly well. And, it's still fun. At least for me.
I'm having fun.
The Dragons are having fun.
Yeah.
Jake
fact,
does not look like someone who is having a good time right now.
No.
That might
Oh,
just be
no,
a normal
Las-
Jake face, though.
Oh, Las is just trying to get any farm. Pagon actually beats the Polymorph to pick up kill number 10. So he is, I'm not going to try and do the math percentage-wise. He's almost halfway there. Maybe he can get even closer to half. Jumps onto Baskin. Cataclysm, good. No! Oh, no! The Riptide pushed him closer. Jake can't get to the sky again. Venenu slowed. Pagon is having a field day right now with the Gilgamesh. Almost halfway in, jumps on top of Venenu, tanking up the tower. One more auto, puts him to the 50% mark.
And again, that's to match, right? To get
Right.
that 24. We're looking for 25 on Pagon at this point. And you know, Pagon, just saying, if you want to do something else as well, once he hits the 25, if he just wants to like feed his brains out and get a triple double as well,
He has Blood Forge.
that'd just be fun for everybody involved. Well, again, this is gonna be one of those ones that
Just
in like
leave
2
him
years you
alone.
can reference it and have no recollection of the game at all.
Just leave Lasbra alone. Pagon still gets the kill, but this has just been the hunt for Lasbra game. Every opportunity that Pagon sees, the quote-unquote mid for the bolts, it has just been a death spree. Basket is swinging away on this Kev. Does have Polly, actually. Will kill Mike. Goes down to Panda Cat after. Basket 5 and 8 right now. I'm a monster. Oh my god, that does so much damage. Venenu's actually only level 10. You know what? Credit to Venenu.
He got out of there. I don't know how he got out of there.
He gets out of there. Credit to Venenu. Even despite how bloody this game has been, still managed to hit the double digits in kills before anybody can hit 20 on the side of the Dragons.
You gotta. Again, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that one. He's been doing pretty well, and so I'm excited to see what maybe what he can have to offer. I have a feeling and sneaking suspicion that we probably aren't going to get
Barrow?
these roll swaps
Oh, Barrow,
for playoffs from the Bolts. I don't know that it's going to stick for a long time.
No,
Barra cannot get this turned around on him. No
shot. Barrow, how many autos did you miss?
Yeah, I want a replay of that exclusively from Barra's perspective.
Yeah, can we?
This man's playing an ADC.
He's playing his role. He willingly chose this pick. How many autos did he miss against Fine-OK? Now, I know the boomerang autos don't do as much damage, so maybe he hit the return on a couple, but he was critting for 225. And he just didn't kill Fine-OK?
Where's Pan? Oh, never mind. Oh,
No,
it's poor Lazarus.
there's Panda Cat.
Poor
he switched.
Lazarus.
Oh, no, poor Jake. My God.
Yeah, Jake's got more deaths. Poor Jake.
6 levels between the two of them. And it's not even like the
What
items
a-
are too far in difference there. It's like tier 2 of the what is this, 1,000-fold blade versus Crusher. But 6 levels.
Wait, when did they
is
get
just,
fire?
Well, it certainly wasn't 10.5 minutes.
What was I looking at?
I think we were watching Barracuda trying to kill Fine-OK.
I didn't even hear the audio cue.
We're watching a whole other game of Smite. We're watching.
Well, hey, Fine-OK's got Fire Giant.
He does.
That's all that matters to me right now. Look at this. This is a Siege comp through and through. They're going to knock down Phoenixes left and right at this rate.
They got like 2.5 minutes ago, apparently.
Yeah.
Lasbra should be dead. Pagon does end up getting the kill. He'll go down to Awesome Jake. That's a nice shutdown for Jake. That'll get him I think he got like 2 levels off of that kill. So that's big for them. Unfortunately, it's still 14 for Pagon. Oh, that's a long cooldown.
Yeah, I do want to. I want to posit something, and that is that. So the shortest SPL game we've had, there wasn't a surrender, and that caveat has to be there because otherwise 2 minutes is quite literally impossible to beat. 16.5 minutes. You know, we've had. We're talking about the 24 kills by a single player. At this rate, with the amount of time Pagon spent dead, unless the Dragons like prolong this game, I don't know that Pagon's going to hit it. And then, we're talking like they're not going to have the wards that Mike had that one time when he said it, I believe, last year.
Wards can't be that high up. You see Ward's place just out of pure. Okay, 11.
Yeah, he's only 100 off.
Yeah.
Look, that's doable.
Yeah, just buy a ward chalice like he said he was going to. Drop him in base.
That's legitimately what he did
It
last
is.
year. He sat in base for like 30 seconds, just constantly placing wards.
Pagon is still on the other side of the map. Dragon's just getting a few more kills. This one's for Scream. 5, 2, and 7. Scream, the most recent member of the team, or of the league, I should say, that has gotten a triple-double. That's a couple weeks back on Osiris. 12, 10, and 10 was the game he got that one with. Almost threw the game for his team at that point.
But he got a triple-double. That's
But he
what
got the
matters.
triple-double. Oh, Panda Cat took Pagon's kill.
Yeah.
And Panda Cat's still spam taunting.
I think, I'm going to be honest, I don't know that taunt was at the Bolts. I think that taunt was at Pagon.
It may have been. It doesn't matter who Panda Cat kills. He's taunting somebody. It's just how it is. with it, man.
Normally, man, so at this point in Smite, normally we're talking about the next Fire Giant. I'd bring up like relics or something.
Siege potential.
Yeah, I'm actually getting legitimately worried for these Phoenixes. But more worried for the Dragons, right? Like, they had massive leads, but, like, you know, you hit level 20, that stops. And I joked that the Bolts were scaling late game, but who knows?
Well, when Crush hits Jake for like 800, maybe not. I'm a monster from
Use it on the
Scream.
fire right as it spawns.
Slam. Oh, it's not going to last long enough. All right, well, Scream. I'm a monster.
Buff I'm a monster to last longer, so Scream can use it on the fire right as it spawns.
Panda. Well, he's going to come up empty-handed. Maybe Venenu. Maybe Venenu. No, Venenu's pretty... Okay, maybe Venenu's not as tanky as I thought he was. That spin did so much, and Scepter is helping out there. 8 damage at a time. Come on, Scepter, get that kill. Venenu, just juke out the hammer. Juke the hammer. He actually did. Oh, Panda Cat. Oh, wait. Panda Cat? Oh, dying to Lasbra, maybe? Or maybe he turns this one around? Panda Cat hammer. Nope.
Just
All right.
dead.
Nice. Nice turnaround.
Yeah, not too much you can do about that one. Good Rivers Rebuke from Vin. Just locks him in. Lasbra with a nice rotation. If Panda's going to dump his whole kit into the support twice in a row, you got to punish him eventually. Much like you've eventually got to punish Bagon, he's just going to sit outside the base waiting for someone.
Oh, wow. Finoke just popped.
So let's talk about how Finoke doesn't have any rings. And that's probably why he's losing.
Yeah, he's got 4 items and not a single one of those is a ring. He's lost the bias from Dolson Live. He only met the halfway criteria of a Guardian.
Well, maybe he thought, okay, I'm only allowed to wear as many rings as I have world points.
Oh, got it.
I thought you were going to call that toxic, but I'm glad that you let me slide with
Yeah,
that.
no, I'm just gonna let that one go there. Now, Finoke does have a collegiate championship, not a ring. They didn't have rings.
You
at the
might
time.
be the only person. No, that's not true. Never mind. No, you know what, J-Mac, I'll let you have it. He's got a collegiate championship.
He
That's a
does.
collegiate champion
Yeah.
right there.
But only one time. It's not better than the 3-time Billy basically. He's got 3 between Nace and AVGL, and those were on the world stage for
Didn't
a
he
couple
do
of
2,
those.
like, not back-to-back, but wasn't there an Ace and an AVGL in, like, 1 year?
Yes, I
Yes.
believe so. So you got them same year for 2 of those, and one of them the next year after. Now,
That's just
now
how
to
you know
bring
you're
it up,
goated, bro.
Finoke got his.
I haven't won any Smite tournaments.
I can't remember the last time I was in a Smite tournament, I'll be honest.
I can. I was playing a Smite Central Siege 4v4 in 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's how I know it's old, because you said Smite Central.
Yeah.
That
I
is-
lost that tournament, but every tournament I played, I always lost to the team that won, so I counted that as a victory for me.
You know what? That's a dub. Going back to Finoke's
I might
win-
as well have just been second place. It didn't matter if I got first rounded once or twice.
Going back on Finoke's, that was when he was playing jungle at the time. That was pre-solo Finoke. Killed a Venenu to Finoke. They are not letting Pagon get this record. He has been sitting at 14 for a while, and it's going to be maybe a little while longer. Baskin knocks down Finoke.
What if
Lasbra
mentally-
knocks down Pagon. That's 50-plus second respawn timers for the Dragons. That's such a long... That feels like it's a long respawn for 24 minutes.
What if mentally? That's because of the lead, right? They're so
Right.
far ahead that
True.
their timers are just gonna. I mean, it's 40 to 16.
We're still a ways
What
off
if
on 44.
mentally they've now decided that they're gonna make this the longest game ever?
Oh God, we gotta. What's the number on that? Is it 70?
76. 30, something like that. If
Well, we're in for a long day if that's gonna be happening.
yeah,
Though we could.
I'm gonna be honest. That's the
Although-
one record I kind of don't want to ever get broken ever.
I think the 9 Fire Giants that would be needed for another record would probably be the second one there. But that kind of goes hand in hand with the 70-something
I will,
minute.
and I want to clarify on that. It's so the most that there has been is 8 Fire Giants by a single team.
Oh
in
wait,
a
a
game.
single team?
Yeah, that not like 8 Fire
Oh
Giants
my
in general, by
God.
one team in that game.
By Baskin. Yeah.
That's 40 minutes of Fire Giant, by the way. That's 40 minutes alone of Fire Giant.
Double kill for Scream. Bolts get the fire. Bolts run for the hills. Panda Cat has landed. But everybody else who is alive on the Bolts, I can't say has made it out yet because Panda Cat is back. Lasbra Polymorph. That's 60% of Panda Cat's health. Misses the wall. Bolts are out.
And you know what? I can say the thing that we always say. Bear has it. You've got it on your carry. This is a nice wide open area for the Bolts to get aggressive. Look, yeah, there's 4 towers on the other side. That's a lot of gold to make up. Hey, you're only 7,000 down. That's not really that big a deficit in a game like this, where nothing means anything and all team fight structure is falling apart. And so, realistically, you could very easily knock down those towers, get at least, what, half of that gold right back immediately. And at that point, might as well go for a Fury when it respawns, Pyro when it respawns. The Bolts, they're not out of this, despite the fact that they're down by quite a vast amount, almost 30 kills.
He changed. Oh, okay, there it is. Blink from Pagon. Beats, drop kick off the mark. And Pagon dead. Enjoy another minute in the grayscale screen for both Pagon and Fine. Okay, maybe throw Bask in there as well. Jake goes in against Panda and Mike. Bad idea for Awesome Jake as he goes down to Panda Cat. While Lasbra sitting on the left side of the map, Phoenix to defend.
So, we would need... I mean, you need 11 kills if you're Pagon here. This is all what my mind's working on.
Right.
It's trying to figure out how to get him there. And with minute-long respawn timers, not just for the Dragons, but for the Bolts, we just saw that on Jake, we're talking about quite a lengthy play for the Dragons to try. Not only does Pagon need to live and kill everybody twice.
You fired that so early, Scream. You had the perfect setup. If you would have waited a quarter second, you might have gotten it. Nice stop.
Gotta give him a break. He's not a mid laner.
Does not being a mid laner excuse hitting into
it excuses
Aegis?
whatever I want it to.
Scream. Maybe can
actually he should know the jungle. He should know the Aegis timers better than anybody.
Well, he's dead anyways. That's a minute for him.
But here's where again, this is where it gets really awkward. Outside of Barra getting that Fury right now, there's not like a whole ton the Bolts can do with this. I mean, they still have Fire Giant. You could maybe group up and push a tower or two. But it's that awkward nature when you don't have a hunter if you're the Dragons here. Breaking those Phoenixes is going to be really hard until you get an EFG. And if you're the Bolts, the state of the game makes your lives very hard. Although they're pushing up left lane, they're getting aggressive in the jungle. As long as Baskin doesn't get melted here, we might be in for a show.
Triple-double on the horizon for Fine OK. Grayscale for Panda. Pagon finally leaves the 14 kill threshold and makes it up to 15, 5, and 15 for the jungler of the Jade Dragons. That was a fun one to say.
I've got a new challenge. Let's see if we can get the most triple doubles in a single game, because it'll never change.
You just need what, 2?
I think.
You just need what, 2 for
I'd
that?
have to go double check the 144 count game, because that might have quite a few in it.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. God, that was such a bloody game. Again, not the most entertaining game to watch from a gameplay
You're talking
perspective.
about that one.
Yes.
Not this one.
No,
this one's very
fun.
entertaining.
This one's very fun. Awesome Jake. He picks up Scream. I'm a monster. Lasbra. Luckily, he has a shield. And Veneno to help out. The Bolts could just turn this one around. It's a triple for Jake. That puts him closer to territory for a triple-double of his own. And the Bolts now push up left. The Dragons are dead for 20 more seconds on the next one after Panda Cat. This could be an easy Phoenix for the Olympus Bolts.
Panda's got ult. I want to see him go up, dunk down. This is free territory for him, man. Look at this. It's going to be the easiest set of kills of his life. All right. He started off.
What?
All right.
What?
He nailed it.
What?
Exactly what I thought was going to happen. He's going to go in and get dunked down and just get dunked on.
What?
That was Pagon, by the way. Panda Cat is not in the booth, is what and I just saw him sit back down.
Is that allowed?
I'm going to be real with you.
Uh-huh.
I'm not an admin.
I'm not either.
So that's not
That's
my job to figure out.
That's on them.
I don't think there's any. I mean, he was here for the game start, so it's not like he's getting fined for delay of game or anything.
Pagon against Awesome Jake. Execute is there, and, well, not even necessary this time. Venenu, credit to the kill there. First kill for the emoji of this game. So, hey, silver lining, Gore. Everybody's got to kill this game. At least one. That's good.
At least one. Yeah, I would have liked it. I feel like that would have been more of an accomplishment if they had locked in that Ganesh. Everybody got to kill this game. Even more important in that regard.
Now we didn't get Ash.
But maybe,
What's
Hey, J-Mac,
Yeah?
there's still a second game after
There
this.
is
It's
another
not like
game.
it's a one
Wait
and
a sec.
done. We've got more content
Wait a
like
sec,
this.
somebody can try and set a new record, Gore. I don't know what the record is. I don't know if you even know it. We about to have to check the books. What's the most competitive kills for a Ganesh where he actually gets the kills in his column?
Oh, man, I had this once.
Oh,
I could probably find it if I was at my laptop. But I know for a fact I've asked Zayden that exact question before.
It's gotta be like
the most
it's
kills
gotta-
that a Ganesh has gotten.
it's got to be like 2.
I will tell you, the
feel-
most kills that a Ganesh has in like across SPL history is in like I think the 20s.
Baskin's so close to his own triple. Well, I say so close. He needs 4 assists. Very doable if he just lets his team have a few. But he
That's
needs
just one
more
good
kill.
Cataclysm.
Oh,
Jeez.
good lord. Poly, by the way, for Scylla. Bolts, Fire Giant, only on 3. Pagon hasn't gotten a kill in a hot minute. Wants to get one now, but up downs and misses Lasbra, who now has a ton of damage online. Also bought an alternate timeline and a spirit robe to try and deal with this.
This might be the only alternate timeline buy that I'm not against.
You know what? That's fair.
Because I have not seen it work in any...
No, wait. Actually thinking, I believe Benny Q built one once, not too long ago. It was only, I think it was this phase actually, he built one. And actually got value from it. It came back up in the same game. Didn't get a second proc of it, but the first one did save his life.
And you know what?
And he walked away with it.
At least it happened once of all the other times it's been bought.
You know what, thinking about it, I think,
Most of the time it's just a kill me now button.
no, most of the time it's Baskin who picked it up in the SCC and dies to Fountain or Titan to get the proc on it. That's what it's almost always been. Mike probably wishes he had an alternate timeline right then. But then he would just die again immediately after, so maybe not.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice Smiles disappearing from the previously jovial Dragons booth here.
Not having as much fun now that Pagon hasn't gotten his 24 kills. Panda Cat on his way to 24, maybe try and break his old record of 23. Well, he'll join the grayscale screen for a little while. Hey, actually Pagon might be going for his triple-double. He's got 2 more deaths. I'm a monster. Misses Barra. Fine, okay, a lot of damage up against Barra. Crush ate through the entirety of Lasbra's shield and still more. But
Man,
he's out.
Aggro, with one passing comment 3 years ago, 2 years ago, has made the weirdest fascination, like, and I'm to blame for it because I'm the one who's most interested in it, but he asked once in Season 7 about triple doubles.
And now that's just
And now that's just like a thing that's stuck.
okay.
Shout outs to Aggro for being a Hawks fan and enjoying basketball enough to try and bring something that has no real bearing on a good game of Smite, even though it could be a good thing for basketball, into Smite.
Hang on. Can he get it? Nope. Yes? Maybe? One more? No. Too much CC from Ven and Lasbra.
Lasber's on their way.
Lasbra,
Look at that. We've got 2 14s and a 15. It's anybody's game for
but also,
kills
look
sometimes.
at Pagon. He's 1 death away from a triple-double. He's 1 away.
He's 1 away.
Fino K needs 2 kills.
At this
Baskin
rate,
needs 1.
Pagon just run into the other team's fountain.
Baskin needs 1 kill and 4 assists. So he's a little ways off. Again, let your team get some kills. Just jump in there, set up, and let Lasbra just do everything, I guess. Or Jake, maybe. Jake also needs a few kills. So what's our potential of this one? We have Barracuda is pretty far away, and we haven't seen him get active yet. So Laz is close, needs a few deaths. Jake
I
needs
legitimately
kills.
forgot Barrow was playing because this Izanami has been so
He's been
nothing.
PvEing. What's his... Oh, okay, he's at 23,000
Outside of the time that he
damage.
missed a bunch of autos and dropped a kill on Fine OK,
We're still not even... We're still barely halfway.
I feel
to-
bad. Barrow's such a nice dude. I feel bad being like even slightly remotely mean towards him.
We're still not even halfway to the top damage of all time. We're barely
Yeah.
halfway there, and this has been 35 minutes, 84 kills. We're 60 away from tying the record. What is Baskin aiming for? He sees Panda, opens the door. Did he? Oh my God, he almost soloed him. Geb hurts, bro. My goodness.
That's that good poly proc. You got Bancross. Look at this. I mean, he's essentially built a Hades build,
Oh my
more or less. And he's
Oh.
chunking people.
Okay, he needs a little bit. No, okay, never mind. He dies. Scream is crazy. Oh, 2,200?
Give him a penta?
Oh my god, Triple. 2 more for Scream. Can he get not only the first, but the second pentakill of Season 9?
Nah.
Doesn't seem so. Venenu is determined to get his team out of this one. Double wall by Panda. Scream goes in, sick him off the mark, crush off the mark, and that's the end of the dream there for... What was that heal that he just got? My lord, Pagon doesn't get it. Fine, okay. Give it to Fine, okay. Give him the kill so he can get his triple-double. Maybe he can because the alternate timeline. Final K just needs one. Panda Cat steals it away. Come on, man. He's right there. 1 auto.
Yeah, so what this is going to be is we're going to get onto the precipice of a lot of things, and none of them are going to happen. That's what I'm preparing myself for, personally, is for this to just be the end of the game. I don't know. Basket and Jake are back up. Bear is going to be back up. They can probably just get a Phoenix.
Pagon can get it. He just needs to die one more time, and he'll have it. Panda dives in, almost dies. Pagon's slapping the Phoenix with a scimitar.
They could just get Fire Giant. Like, it's up.
They could. Will they, though? Oh, I thought Pagon was going for the death there. Maybe he will. A good execute by Jake. Doesn't have the up down this time. And there it is. First accolade of the game. Triple-double for the second time this season.
And for those of
Both
you
of
who
them
have
on the
wondered,
Dragons.
it means literally nothing,
Nothing.
as you can see. Because it does not necessarily mean you're having a great game at all.
Well, he started off having a really good game, and then it's kind of just been downhill for Pagon since then.
I hope Rach is getting good content out of this.
I think Rach is having
You
a
think
blast.
like the Twitter's having some pop-off moments right now?
I think Twitch chat's having fun. And YouTube chat. We always leave out YouTube chat, but I bet they're having a fun time.
J-Mac, I forgot there was a YouTube chat.
Sometimes do. Fine, okay. Oh, he's not even going to get his kill. That's unfortunate. Panda. So now Panda's taking the lead for top kills in the lobby. He's at 16. Jake lands down. Panda ages and beats it immediately.
I want you to know.
Get the kill there.
Leia told me that Twitch chat is having a blast.
Nice.
Smile.
There we go. Let's go Twitch chat. That's another deicide for the Bolts. Pagon's back up. But he's
Twitch
alone.
chat has no idea what's going on. Trust me, man, you're not alone.
I don't even, you think we know what's going on? Look, I'm looking down at the bottom of the screen until I see a bunch of numbers pop up above
Well,
me.
so here's the fun thing, and I'm going to speak forward. In most games, and like Mifflin has aired his frustrations about this sometimes. Most of the time, you can get into the mindset of like
Are
where
they
the
gonna
players
lose?
are trying to go
Wait.
and what they're trying to do. Scream's going to come back. If he gets his ult fast enough, this could be a really sick Scylla play.
Could. Blink. Frenzy. Nothing. Olympus Bolts.
That might have been
Down.
that
What?
was so anticlimactic.
That just. The game just ended.
Well, not even that. Nobody got anything.
Well, we got a
into this-
triple-double.
we got some silly things going on, but I came in
it.
expecting something to happen. I was looking at player kills individually and team kills.
Looking at the top.
We're talking about Fire Giant, like we're talking about records.
We didn't get
Um,
wards. We didn't get damage. We didn't get the Fire Giant. We didn't get anything.
But the Bolts got a dub.
they did.
And if it weren't for the fact that the Dragons secured their spot in 6 yesterday, that'd be a huge deal. But they're set. For them right now, this is just a big win because they've had such an unsuccessful chain. Grand scheme against the Dragons. This year, it's been a lot better for them. Maybe that's the first step in the right direction. With a role swap as well,
Triple roll.
I'd showcase that gods matter slightly more than roles here.
Triple roll swap.
Triple roles.
We'll see if Barracuda plays something fun next time. Game number 2. coming
Lock
up.
in Scotty. Ooh.
Oh man, fun god for Barracuda. We'll see what happens in game number 2 coming up right after this.
A game of Smite was played between the Jade Dragons and the Olympus Bolts. And the Olympus Bolts won that game of Smite. And that's about as good as it gets as far as breaking down game 1. And we will break down game number 1. But if that riveting match of Smite really amps you up, and you're thinking, I want to rep one of these two teams that is being innovative, aggressive, dynamic, you can now, thanks to Skulls, our apparel provider here this year in Season 9 of the Smite Pro League. You can get yourself a Bolts jersey, a Jade Dragons jersey. You can get yourself a Solar Scarabs jersey, a Valkyries jersey. The problem is now I'm so far into this bit, I have to say every team or else I've left some of them out. Leviathans, Titans, Kings, maybe? And I hope I've said everyone.
You missed the Warriors?
No, I definitely said Warriors.
Well, you could get me a Warriors jersey, too.
You can get away. We'll cover the bases. Over at shop.hi-rez-studios.com/SPL, of course, furnished by our friends over at Skulls. All of them look great. They'll look great at Worlds if you're attending, and at home if you're going to be supporting your team from there. So head on over to shop.hi-rez-studios.com/SPL, and we will break down what just happened. My goodness, a lot just happened, didn't it? We nearly go like 40 minutes here in what was a unimportant for standings game number 1.
Right.
Had some role swaps, had some interesting god picks. Final K will not be receiving my bias, though we played a Guardian, though we built damage. No rings in that build. So I'm going to go anti-bias. I am going bias, but in the wrong way for Final K. He was terrible in this game.
Just did nothing.
Think about all of the pressure Final K got in solo lane to start this game, and he still lost. I can't believe how bad Final K is. Baskin did get camped hard in the first, 5 or 10 minutes of this game. Of those 6 deaths, 5 of them were in the first 10 minutes.
But you can't keep Baskin down.
No, you can't keep him down.
I mean, that's
the
the
Geb
thing.
arrives all the same.
The damage Geb was the answer. I mean, that's what they were looking for. So, and I know PBM said in the interview, Baskin is just better, so we're going to have to put him down early. But unfortunately, Baskin came to play, and it was very clear. I mean, the damage Geb was setting up. Berra was doing his...
Oh, is this where he misses his autos? Is this the anti-highlight? It is.
Oh, well, now we get to see how many he misses. Okay. 1,
Oh, no.
2.
Oh, no. Well, you hit...
He started spinning.
I have no idea what happened there. There are some missed autos, but there's also some unattempted autos at some point.
Yeah, I think he just started spinning and realized, if I get turned on, it'll be even more funny. At this
Right, I
point.
got to save some face right now.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
pretend
I
that wasn't
picked
trying-
easy here.
Right. Okay, so we did get some triple doubles. Awesome Jake at 10, 15, and 15. Pagon at 15, 11, and 19. Final K just 1 kill shy of the triple double. I was for sure when Pagon had 14 kills 15 minutes into this game that we were barreling towards a new kill record. And then the Bolts just started stuffing the offense of the Jade Dragons, and Pagon got 1 or 2 more kills for the rest of the game. So the kill record is going to have to wait. Looks like the damage record is as well. And only 50,000 for Lasbra. Now, not everyone was a fan of game number 1. This is from Nika, who plays the Leviathans next. Says, if this set ends up going 3 games, my day is absolutely ruined. So now the Jade Dragons not only fighting for their fate in this set, but potentially to ruin Nika's day if this set goes 3 games. And I will say, we had a fly on the wall. Mifflin, our roving man on the street,
Right.
overheard the Dragons may be a bit motivated to force a game 3 here. I don't think they were massive fans of what the Bolts drafted. Mifflin seemed almost certain that we were going 3, unfortunately for Nika.
Yeah, Mifflin was listening in, and he just knows that the Jade Dragon's a team that they like to win, So
That's right.
They're gonna. I'm sure they're gonna
They were
give it their
serious
all.
about it too. There was no joking at all there.
And there hardly is a team of
Never.
straight-faced individuals.
That's right. I've never seen the Jade Dragons take any set lightly. Maybe forcing a game 3 here. The emoji ban from the Olympus Bolts this time. I imagine we'll still be creative in our drafting here in our second game. Imagine it's just a complete revert back to everyone in their normal roles, everyone on standard SPL top tier picks. We just totally
They're
go
all
back.
just locked in, and they're just
Jay
trying.
Mack and Gore don't know what to do with themselves. It's hard to switch your tone suddenly to totally straight edge. I don't see that one happening. Jade Dragons ban out one of what could have been Mike's picks in the Aphrodite. Naja banned away on the other side as well. So what are you going to take away? Taking away the Geb? No. A lot of unfun characters I think the Jade Dragons have banned away. The Aphrodite, the Hell, the Daji. Get out of my game, say the Jade Dragons.
And I don't blame them. I think in a situation like this, those are the kind of gods you don't want to face. So I'm kind of feeling that one.
Gore in our we have a channel in our production zone here where we share tweets that we think would be good for broadcast, and Gore just shared one from FineOK. Other Smite pros, I expect at least 5 gifteds in the next 5 minutes if you don't want a game 3. He is staring directly at Nika while he writes that tweet. Apparently the fate of this set in FineOK's hands. We'll see. Now Athena, I think, a pick that we've seen in the SPL meta anyway, but also a pick that's very open to flexibility, not only in role, but in build. We've seen high damage Athena's being built. We've seen Athena in support and solo lane. And this could be
Oh, that's what we've been waiting for.
the level 1 strat from Mike.
I would be shocked if Mike doesn't go the Relic Dagger, teleport, Ward Chalice start that he spoke of and prophesized that he would go for.
It's been foretold.
And teleports in and starts invading buff camps. Now, remember, the Olympus Bolts could have been listening in. They could be onto this strat. But I'm thinking,
Right.
Mike, ever the playmaker, he can make it happen still.
How do you deny the? I mean, the idea is you just
You
try
bring
to
a Sentry Ward.
Right. you try to
first buff.
deny the ward coverage.
Yeah.
I guess you could just kill Mike, or you just try to out-confirm him. Because this is like flashbacks to Season 6 in the Invade meta, where the jungler would just get followed around by supports, if this ends up being what Mike is doing. For any who missed the pregame interview, Mike foretold of a strategy where the only experience, he's going to pick Hercules, Relic Dagger, and Teleport, and the only experience he's going to get that game is from stealing buffs away
There's
from
no
the opposing
way.
jungler. The casters joked about this, Scotty. Gotta be mid. Gotta be mid or not Barracuda.
I was gonna say, if it's Barra, then like he's
No,
he's
that's a ring build Zeus for Barracuda.
okay. I mean, Barra's being the villain if he locks that Scotty in. That's all I'm saying, because Panda Cat clearly does not want to deal with ADCs right now.
No.
In the duo lane, and the Jade Dragons, as far as I'm concerned, have 3 Mike gods. The
Right.
Baron, the Hercules, and I'm not gonna say he plays the Cthulhu, but this would be the time. If Mike ever wanted to play Cthulhu in comp, this would be it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still holding out hope that a ring build Guardian for FineOK will make its way in. I have heavy fear though that one of these 3 picks is already Finos.
Well, it could be ring build Cthulhu,
I would accept that. Yeah.
but it would be a day late. I guess a game late. Do you take 10% off, or are you not one of those professors?
No, I'm still in it. I mean, he has the full set to make good on my offer, but the offer immediately goes away at the end of this set.
So it's either end of the set or a 0. You're not taking partial credit.
Correct.
Okay.
Either assuming this one only goes 2, that's now or never for FineOK. There's no future redemption on Dave Bias.
And I think that's the right way to go, because he
Right,
would.
it can't just be an open offer.
Yeah, he would string you along. He'd pick Guardians, but he would never build the attack speed just to leave the opera open.
Right.
And then he would never cash in on it, and you would just have your bias sitting there waiting, and FineOK would never be able to.
Right, and then
cash
I
in.
look like a chump. You know?
Exactly.
Then I look like I'm being strung along.
And and never that.
We don't like that.
No.
Susan, my therapist, has really enlightened me on
never,
many things.
never to be strung
right, I'm
along
s-
by solo laners.
I'm setting boundaries. I'm setting boundaries,
And I'm
Susan,
proud
and
of you.
Susan would be proud of me.
And I am also proud of you.
I can't read the one that Billy just sent. Everyone, please go look at everyone's Twitter. Are you in the chat? Oh my god. I can't, bro. Oh my god. I'm losing my mind. Oh, that is good. That is good work from Hurry. Jormungandr now locked in from the Jade Dragons. Mike, if he's playing the Hercules, is going to be solely responsible. Going to be solely responsible. Ooh, boy. It's the mindset, you know. Does Panda have one of the water bottles that
Yeah,
has
one of the big
uh,
ones with the hours on it.
the
yeah.
hours on it? How far in? Is he doing good? Is he almost there?
I mean, it's the most water I've ever seen anyone have, for sure.
Right, but given how far in he is, unlucky. I can't tell. All right. I guess we have to pay some credence to the picks and bans. Some interesting bans down the stretch, but looking at what the Bolts have here,
I'm sorry, bro.
No,
Everyone's tweeting.
Hurry's got me
Yeah.
completely bent out of shape.
I can't handle it.
Anubis does open up the potential for for early FG burn, I suppose, Trelly. You were hoping we'd see an early Fire Giant. Maybe the Anubis could get it done.
The Zeus Anubis is actually a
Yeah.
comp I would bring.
We're going 10-minute FG.
If I was trying to go 10-minute FG, these are two of the picks that I'd be down to bring. So if that's the case, Scotty also not terrible. The Calder would help with some extra DPS. I'm just thinking you're not getting too much value out of the Athena Horus. Amma would have been the call, right? If that's what you're going for, Amma, I think would have been a bit better. But the Jade Dragons off their last pick, hovering the Jing way.
I just looked back at his tweet. I just looked back at everyone's tweet, and I broke all over again. It's unbelievable. All right. Woo. We have some fun towards the week. Look, we have worked hard all year long. We deserve some fun at the end of a phase when the Jade Dragons are second seed, the Bolts are going to playoffs. We deserve a laugh or two
I
on the
agree.
desk. Let's place our bets here. Hercules, Cthulhu, Baron, Yorm, Nem. The Jade Dragons, if I remember correctly, did not. Oh no, they did roll swap. They put Pagon into jungle and Scream into mid. Okay, I'm thinking Herc for Mike, Warding Chalice, Relic Dagger, Teleport. I'm thinking Cthulhu for Fino, and I think Fino's gonna make good on my offer. I think he's gonna ring build Cthulhu.
I hope he does, because he's missing a big opportunity
All
here.
right,
Arguably the biggest of his career.
Just a great large opportunity for Fino. Okay.
Yes.
Baron then. My bet is for. I think Pagon's gonna play Baron jungle. I think Scream's gonna play Yorm mid, and Panicat's gonna play Nemesis.
Yeah, could be. Oh boy, this game can't come
Normally
soon
it's
enough.
me who's crying.
I
on the desk.
know. I'm sorry. I'm usually so professional. It's ridiculous. I mean,
We all are, Trelly.
locked
We're all
in.
very professional 90% of the time.
Oh man.
Place your bets on the Dragons comp.
Placing my bets. If Final K makes good on your offer, this is an easy game 3 situation. I think attack speed Cthulhu brings simply
I'm torn.
too much.
I'm torn.
But if he doesn't, then Bolt's 2-0 and it's not close.
You think ring build Cthulhu still brings too much?
No, I'm saying if it's not
Oh.
if it's not ring build Cthulhu, they are throwing. It needs to be ring build Cthulhu.
Right.
And I hope it's Final K on the pick, because we don't have confirmation that it is.
There's so many forces at work here. There are Nika desperation for a 2-game set.
His day will be absolutely
Ruined. There's Fine OK accepting bribes, and then there's Hurrywind laying out the most gracious offer I've ever seen.
Bro, we just gotten back. Thank you so much for your patience, everybody. Unsure exactly what went through, but the good news is we can jump right back into. Okay, as soon as we jump into game,
Get got, Panda.
Panda Cat on the Goose Jormungandr has gone down for first blood, and Final K is not even playing a Guardian. Maybe Venenu dies for second? Nope. Wait, what is? Hold on. Mike has already broken his promise twice today. He's made a fool of everybody, including himself.
Well, has he made a fool of people, or is he just a liar?
He's just a liar, and
He's
now he
just
looks
a
like a
liar.
fool and
Well,
a liar.
And I do maybe need to give it some time. Well, this fight's not going to go well for me, Mike. I can see that.
no.
I want to clarify something, J-Mac.
Uh-huh.
And it's two things here.
Okay.
But first and foremost, it is that the Scotty Barracuda thing I said at the end of game 1 was not a joke. It was a prediction, because I know Barra and what he would do. If he can play Scotty in a game where things aren't going to change much, he's going to do it. And so that's not too big of a surprise. And the other thing is I want to carry on our conversation.
Uh-huh.
Because if I said this to you, I'm going to say it again, but if I'm Davy Jones'd up like Cthulhu is,
Right, right.
I'm wearing the rings on, I'm getting some faceplate.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely wearing on the... No, Panicat's died twice. No, I agree with you entirely. So I think Dave's one upset because Final K's not playing a Guardian this time.
Yep.
Doubly upset because he's not building rings.
Yep.
But I can't be too upset because he's playing Big Hat Baron.
It is
I can't-
actually very,
I can't,
very, very
I
funny
can't
to
be
watch.
upset about that. Now, what's really funny is this, if I remember correctly,
It
this
makes
was
me think of magical hats from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my God, magical! I haven't. Woo! That awakened an old memory within myself. I thought
That reference is for Lermy and Lermy alone, because I'm not sure about anybody else that plays Yu-Gi-Oh! In the Smite community.
I mean, I used to play. Definitely don't now. Rules
You
got
dabbled.
rules got way too complicated for me. Once we got past polymerization, I checked out. Like that for me was like the pinnacle of Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe. Oh no, Panicat died again. Baskin is just bullying the poor guy. At least fine. Okay, turns around and gets a kill for the Dragons now. 4-1 for the Olympus Bolts. Maybe more. Pagon slowly moving around on this Nemesis. Not going to get anything there. And wait, did Baskin ult from tier 1 tower in enemy tier 1 tower to enemy to minions?
Look, man, don't question him.
You know what?
that is one of the greatest players of Smite ever.
That is Woonie Kim. I cannot question this man. Lasbra. Well, he doesn't kill Mike. There not enough damage on the Anubis.
Do you think we have a live counter on Fine OK's sub count to know whether or not that the Dragons are going to try to force a game 3 or not?
I imagine he can probably check.
Surely
check his stuff.
they don't, though, right?
No.
Like,
Sure. Wait. Pandacat
Sold his
his
stuff.
items,
Yeah.
but Bracer of Illumination.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
J-Mac, this is standard Smite meta stuff. I'm surprised you don't know
You
this.
know what? I was just surprised it was Illumination, man. I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be the other Bracer, whose name I immediately have already forgotten because I'm so baffled. No, Bracer.
That's old.
That's old school. My goodness, you have awakened another memory of Smite. This one time of Smite. My goodness.
Well, the problem is when you get so many bracers of blanks, eventually your brain kind of just goes to whichever one's there. Hey, Pandacat died.
Yeah.
I'm interested more than anything right now in the 10-minute mark for the Bolts. Because like Trelly said, I see, first off, an actual jungle Anubis, which I have to give a lot of credit for Lasbra, because we have not seen this in ages. So that immediately wins my heart over and makes me want Lasbra specifically to do well. I don't really care if the Bolts win or lose, but I do care about Lasbra doing well because I think this pick is very fun to watch in the jungle. But if I'm looking at a Zeus, I'm looking at an Anubis, I want to see him go for a 10-minute Fire Giant. I want him to be there right before it spawns. I want him to damage dump as much as they can into it. And I want to see how fast they can burn it down.
If you're going for the fire, though, like, get a Frenzy, get a Bracer of your own.
Don't dash my hopes like this.
Like,
It's so
no,
early.
no, it's still very possible.
Let me be disappointed in 5 minutes. Not right now.
Right. keep your eyes on the map in 5 minutes. Well, that's when the Fire Giant has to be dead, is in 5 minutes. Less than that, Coffin pulls in Jake, and, well, Jake is fine. He dashed away. Oh, again? Was that solo or was that Lasbra's assist? Lasbra didn't help. He's still 3-0-1. That is the 4th solo kill, I think, that Baskin has got up against Pandacat.
Now, and you know, this is where, like, this is going to be some of the hardest hitting Smite analysis that I think I've ever done.
Hit me with it.
Not having items might, and there's a big asterisk on this. We're going to need to do a lot more studying to make sure.
If you type it in Discord, you put 3 asterisks start and end of that.
It might not be that great for your life pool and your damage numbers, or your life count. So in general, as a rule of thumb, that might not be working too hot.
He might be trying to break Tom's old record. Most
Yeah.
deaths without a kill.
0-21 is the most deaths without a kill.
Never forget. 0-21-6.
And he's already almost a third of the way there, and I think like half the time.
And
So
he's only little. Okay, he did hit 5 faster than F-Dot did, though. He did manage to hit 5 way faster.
I do, and you know what? I think I would love this one. I don't think we actually have it in the spectator client anymore, which is unfortunate. But time spent dead,
No, we don't.
I believe was also set in a casters versus pro game, and it was like over 13 minutes spent dead.
That's a lot of time to be dead.
Yeah, it's a lot of not alive time.
Final K's still alive, despite everything that was going wrong. Barracuda turned on instead. It'll be a kill for the Jade Dragons. Pandacat.
He's already lost his tower.
Pandacat doesn't have a tier 1. Oh, is Baskin going for the ult kill? Panda Cat slightly backstepped away. The Goose is down once again, 0-7.
What if it, maybe Panda Cat like specifically like really hates geese, and this is like cathartic release for him.
Oh no.
Because like I don't know if you know this, like Canadian geese,
Those things are
they're
vicious.
jerks, dude.
They
They're
are
not nice
vicious.
animals. And I only
And not
use jerks
delicious.
because this is a PG-13 stream. I have other meaner words that I would use to describe Canadian geese.
That's why I left it at just vicious as my choice word to describe Canadian geese. But as I said, I tried to throw a throwback in there, but I think it got missed, which was, and they're not delicious.
They're not delicious.
That's a throwback to Barracuda. I think that was his first ever competitive team he played on. Vicious and delicious.
Oh, okay. I was
That-
trying to link it to geese. That's my
No, that's my fault for leading you astray with the.
Hey, you
with
said
the
geese
talk.
and they're not delicious, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like
Right.
most birds kind of taste good, and a lot like chicken, because they're birds.
They are birds. All birds are chicken. Confirmed. Pagon's not making it out. He dies. Baskin 5-0-4 now. He's left his lane. He said, "I'm bored bullying Panda Cat," and will now go bully the rest of the map.
Now, Panda Cat, yeah, this is what I was going to talk about. Golden Hand, I want to keep eyes on that because he might go for the most Golden Hand that anyone gets.
I wonder what that
Oh.
record is.
Man, it better not be high. If you got more than 4K.
Because here's the thing though, is in a match yesterday, I believe it was PBM was sitting on like 4,800 gold in hand. And he went back and finished a Jade Emperor's Crown, a Shogun's Kasari, and then even like, I think, bought just some like wards or something like that. That was in the game they were up like 20K against the Valks.
Nice. Sometimes you just end up with 4,000 though.
Sometimes you just
I've
casually...
definitely forgotten to back and had 5,000 gold in hand before.
That happens to me in Assault all the time.
It didn't. Well, no, it was
But
Conquest.
but
I don't have an
but that-
excuse.
But that's just because like in Assault, like you can't
can't
go
back.
back. So
Yeah.
sometimes you just end up living forever. That used to be the contest: is can you go an entire Assault game without dying? And then you realize, you know, items are actually kind of good.
Well,
Maybe
not
I
only
should
that,
go
it
back.
stops being, in my mind, it stops being as fun when you get to a certain point. Like, if I have 7,000 gold and I've not died, I'm not really doing damage either, you know? Like, so it's like, I'd rather hard int and spend that money.
True.
I also, admittedly, am not as frugal as I'd like to be in real life, so maybe that relates somewhere in here.
Hey, look, this is a repeat from last game where Pagon and company are standing at the enemy door for kills. This time it's actually coming up a little fruitful. 4-1-1 now for Pagon. 0-8-0 for Panic. What in the world? Pagon dash, blink, dash to get past tier 2. Walks casually through tier 1. Lasbra no blink for 20. Probably won't be able to catch Pagon unless Jake gets some assistance with the blink. Taunt wrap, but a little out of range for the Plague of Locusts. Instead, we'll need to be... Oh, Gore, we passed the mark. No Fire Giant. I didn't realize that we were already 11 minutes in now.
Yeah, I don't think the players do either. I am a little disappointed.
I'm very disappointed. They had the comp to do it.
Katie told me I have, like, dad disappointment is the way she described it. Like, the very much, like, I'm not actual, like legitimately not mad about anything. It's just, like, my disappointment weighs so heavily.
Yeah.
And I felt bad about it because I was like, I don't mean to. I apparently give off very large dad vibes, though, J-Mac.
Oh, wait. Panda picked up an item.
Mystical earring.
No, and Polly.
Oh.
Wait, does Polly even work with Yorm? I don't think it does.
Let's find out.
Let's find
He
out.
sold the earring.
Okay, no earring. Well, to be fair, Jormungandr doesn't have ears.
Oh, he's got, like, little dorsal fins. You could probably pierce those. It might not be good for a fish
Oh, kill for Lasbra.
or any
7-0.
sort of serpent.
7-0 for Baskin and Laz. 5-1? No, 5-2. Sorry, Pagon died earlier. 5-2 for Pagon. This game's a lot closer than it seems. Only 3,500 gold in XP. Another dead Panda Cat.
How many hours do you think Panda Cat has on Jormungandr, period?
How many hours?
I don't know that I would even give it one.
Yeah, I'm going to say he doesn't even have the god mastered.
Yeah, I'd believe that, actually.
Yeah, I'm
I
going to
would
say he
trust
doesn't even
that.
have like a rank 1 Jormungandr. Watch us come back. He'd be like, yeah, actually, I've got like 12 hours on Jormungandr. I've got him diamond, like 2 or 3 stars.
There was for a long time I was like really obsessed with mastering every single god in the game, and
Yeah.
like I still try to.
I do, yeah. I
But
think
there
everybody
was
does.
it was when I think it was when I'm trying to remember. It was a couple years ago. Someone came out and the skill cap was just enough that I was getting really frustrated in the first 2 games I played that I said, all right, I'm done with it. And I stopped mastering gods for like 6 patches just to play and like only the ones I knew.
Scream up into the madness. Barracuda on the run. Chased down by Pagon. Scepter is keeping it interesting. Tower will not kill Pagon, but Lasbro will. Final K gets a kill onto Venenu. Awesome Jake in the middle of 3. Needs some help from his Anubis. Needs some assistance from the jungler, but Lasbro won't find it yet. Does get the wrap. Laser Beam doing not as much as he would maybe hope, but luckily for him, Baskin's there to assist. Baskin going for the chase towards Scream. They'll crash him behind. The Goose has shown up, only to watch as Lasbro and Baskin have ported away from there, and it's divine for Baskin on the Horus.
Now, again, I was trying to get into this, but trying to read the intent of the players here. It seems to me as if the Bolts don't want a game 3 here.
Right.
And I think they speak for pretty much everyone in that regard. So good news is that they're on the right pace for that. And they're going to win community sentiment because of it. Look at that.
Oh, blink taunt, blink for Pagon. Barracuda still living for a while, but good kill there for Mike. Throws the boulder and doesn't really get much there. Another kill for Venenu on the Zeus. 10-0-6 for Laz. 9-0-9 for Baskin. Where's Panda Cat at? Still level 10. Sitting in the base. Poor guy. 0 and 11. I can't even say poor guy at this point because, wait. Is he going for another item? Is his build intentionally items that just don't work with Jormungandr?
Yeah, let's do it. I want full rings too.
You know what? Give us the rings, Panda
Anything,
Cat. 'Cause
everything that you can throw on there that does not
Final
work.
K won't build the rings. We need someone to be the people's champion. Fire Giant for the Bolts. Maybe so. They do confirm it. Panda Cat walks in and, well, wrap, taunt, dead. Immortal for Lasbra. Baskin to the skies. Pagon's one path cut off. Maybe the second one. At least so. Damage in for Venenu. Pagon's good as dead. It's just a matter of who gets it, and it's Baskin.
I want to see Panda Cat in this game 0 whatever and 0. I don't
no
want
assists.
I don't want any assists. I don't want any kills. Just rack up them deaths.
Does he even hit level 20?
Because you're already at 0, 12, and 0. And I like this. Does he hit level 20?
Does he hit 20?
That is the important question. And the follow-up question to it is how badly the players want the game to end. If they want it to end in a reasonable amount of time, no, he does not hit 20. If they don't want it to hit at a reasonable amount of time, maybe. You never know. He's level 10 now. Turns out being left on an island in solo lane after ages and ages and ages tends to at least give you some passive farm. 7 levels down, though, compared to Baskin. Might have to work a little harder to try and catch up there.
Scream probably died. Well, Wrap missed from Lasbra, so never mind. Scream is just fine. In fact, could be a turnaround if Mike would have hit the Earthbreaker there. Does not do so. Final K showing up. Maybe the party gets turned back around. Taunt on to Final K. Baskin's
Come on,
alive.
you can do it!
He dashes out. That's a massive heal for the Horus. Maybe a big shutdown for Pagon. No, siree. Immortal for Baskin and for Lasbra. Jade Dragons come up empty-handed.
I still believe. We got to see what they can do. Does not seem to be going too well for anybody in that regard. A lot of missed abilities. Relic Dagger picked up there by Lasbra. And so I see someone who wants to blink Anubis ult as much as possible. Panda?
He's dead.
He's dead. Well, I was enjoying the goose noises more than anything.
Oh, no! He got
Cannot
out with like
believe he
1
got out of
HP.
there.
Okay, can Baskin make the ultimate prediction of where... No. Oh, maybe actually.
What if Panda had and he does jump where it was?
All right. Does he give the kill to Baskin, or is he... He's just sticking around?
I'm surprised he's lived this long, honestly.
Look,
It's
he's
impressive.
healing quite a bit with that poly. Oh, no. Okay, where's Panda Cat going now? Wait, the rest of the Bolts are just pushing a Phoenix right now. Lasbra, 12-0. Maybe 13 on the Pega. No, Bear takes that one away. Hey, that's Bear's first kill of the game. He's died. Wait, Bear's died 6 times? What's been happening to the Scotty?
Oh yeah,
They're just
no.
dancing now.
Scotty not that good is that's the analysis on that one.
They're just having fun, man. They are. Oh my God, the gold. I thought there was a Golden Blade proc there for a moment that almost killed Panda. All right, there it is. Bastion gave him the wave. He said, you know what? You deserve a wave in level 12. Oh wait, what second relic does he go now? That's the real question.
What would be a funny one to watch? I want to see. Well, I was Sprint wasn't on my mind. I was thinking it'd be funny to watch Jormungandr blink.
Actually, thinking about it would
Like
be.
I don't think I've seen a Jormungandr just teleport.
So we know that hasten wing gives you the haste effect. It'd be kind of funny to see Jormungandr just zoom and cone the whole way through. I kind of want to watch it now. I want to see him pop it just to do it. Oh my God, PBM, that's a lot of damage.
Delta
But it's also the same. Lasbra, godlike. Now 13-0 for the Anubis jungle. Also, not the build I would have ever expected to see from an Anubis.
Nope. And that's why I mentioned the Relic Dagger earlier. Now I wasn't going to talk about it again. I was just going to let him do his thing.
I look back over
He's got the
Venenu. Nice 1-for-1.
And Anubis just got buffed. If anything, Lasbra is just absolutely running the show here.
That is true. 11-second cooldown now on Plague of Locust at all ranks, not just max. Barracuda's just. Is he dead? All right. Are they gonna be nice and let him live? No. Oh, Scream took that one away from Panda. No, he has an assist now. Panda, you ruined it.
Yeah, it doesn't look as clean or crisp anymore.
No, it doesn't.
And until Lasbra hits 18 kills, last game we did a lot of talking about trying to break the single kill record. Until someone's getting much closer than where we were last time around, I'm not trusting it.
Yeah, it was 16 by Panda last time.
Yeah, so I'm keeping my eyes on the Goobus.
Double push by Mike again. Boulder taps Lasbra a second time. Mike is doing a ton of damage on this Hercules.
Lasbra, you got lifesteal. Fight.
He doesn't have a lot though. Actually,
Yeah, it's
he has
just passive.
a single pipe bags. Man, look at all that healing you got, Lasbro. Missed by Mike. Slams it back for the auto. Baskin healing more for Lasbro. Turns it around. That's a double for the Anubis. Now we're back to where we were last game. 16. Pagon wrapped, uses the blink.
He lived through all that?
Takes it, but Lasbra lives. Wow.
Look, when I said turn around and fight because he's got lifesteal, I did mean it. But mainly because I wanted the action. I didn't think he would survive. And Pagon tried. Pagon did his best. But he's now 16-0. This is maybe the best game Lasbra's had all year.
You're not wrong. I don't think Lasbra's ever had a better game than 16-0-9. No matter how questionable the build may be. Also, he healed like nothing on that Fire Giant. I think he was expecting a lot more, got nothing, went, oh, I can't stay here, and walked out of the Fire Giant pit. He gets a little bit more now. Spear of the Magus picked up. So an extra little bit of lifesteal, some extra pen in the build as well. I'm still surprised he lived, even through all of that.
It was that last little bit, and I was genuinely certain. I mean, after the blue buff, I was like, okay, he's alive. Pagon does a decent amount of damage, has the Windsteel Shuriken as well, so it's like, even if Lasbra starts throwing any ability out there, he's getting did I say Windsteel? How about just the Shadow Steel, as it turns out, for Pagon. Really good at helping deal with that passive. Not really good at helping deal with the damage, though. But that's what I was hoping on, looking at that, maybe seeing that would be the
Oh,
thing.
he's zooming. Oh, he's zooming.
But it
That's a
did not work.
speedy goose. Oh, never mind. He got stopped. Give it to him. There we go. All right, so 6 deaths away from tying most deaths without a kill for Panda. 7 kills away for Lasbra for tying most kills in a single game. What a record that could be broken if both of those are smashed in a single match. Barracuda, you're tanking tower there, buddy.
Happens sometimes, man. It happens to the best of us. The worst thing about this is not having Bear's cam because he's not playing in studio.
That might be the worst part of all of it.
Is he smiling? Is he happy? I'm hoping he's having fun. Chat, I hope you're having fun.
I hope so.
J-Mac, are you having fun?
I'm having a blast, man.
I'm glad.
I am Gore. I have never been happier that you have scheduled me for a game than I am right now.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Totally calculated and planned. I knew,
100%. You knew that this was going to be the outcome.
You gave me this specific script.
Yeah. You got a little peek at it.
Yeah.
17-0 and 11.
I'm telling you, not until he hits 18 kills.
Where's Panda? Okay, Panda lands in the middle of all. Give it to Lasbra. No, Baskin took it away. All right, so we might not be getting the kills this time around. So unfortunate for Lasbra, unfortunate for Baskin. They're going to be sharing the combo of kills. But may just be ending the game. 23, Pagon's back up. Taunted by Jake. Pagon's fine. Scream zoning out minions. Lasbra not doing a whole lot of damage to anything. Can he get Pagon? He can. That's 18 for the Anubis.
Oh, look, he might be able to make it.
He's on the way. Scream dashes in. There's still 3 bolts fighting. Stun onto Mike. That's a ton of damage from Baskin. Lasbra fighting for his life against Scream. Gets some help from Venenu and team. Final case shows back up. The Titan has still not been reset. There's the first reset of it. Gets a little bit of HP. What is Baskin? Baskin is on... Baskin's just strolling around, man.
Look, all I'm saying is I see
don't-
4 dragons. That's 4
no.
kills for Lasbra to not get.
Well, there's the shutdown. That's a big
That's going to be a
bounty.
big bounty on both
That's
of
a
them.
double bounty for, I believe PBM got both of those.
It is actually
is
wild how
huge.
big of a dip that made on the charts. That is like, I mean, that is, at this rate, I mean, Pyromancer Fury level, like that's something that you don't typically get.
Good lord. Mike
Go-
is doing
go
a
Dragons.
lot of damage.
Yeah, go Mike. You know, you failed us by lying.
Well, we can't say that Final K failed us because he didn't tweet or say that he was going to
No.
do the Guardian rings. That was just
I'll
something
say
that
it
was
though, he
wanted
failed
there.
us.
He did fail us in
He failed
spirit.
Dave
He failed,
specifically.
yeah, he failed Dolson live specifically on this. But PBM failed us because he baited us with the teleport, relic dagger, Hercules support, only going to get farmed by stealing it in the enemy camps. And
How do you think we got the audio
got
for this goose skin?
I don't know.
I want to talk about the relevant details here, J-Mac, and
That's a lot of honking.
a lot of it is like I can think of a place, but like in South Carolina where there were a lot of geese. But I know like you could probably go out there with just like a microphone and just hold it for a while
got a
and
ring.
get all the noises you needed.
He's got one ring.
He's got one ring.
Doesn't
He's got one ring.
again doesn't work for Jormungandr.
Oh, nice.
I actually opened.
You know, so
Panda's-
we talked about Cthulhu. Where does Jormungandr wear the rings? He don't got no hands.
especially because he's got the goose skin, so he doesn't have like
it's like, it's
the,
just a necklace.
yeah, he doesn't have. He expands the ring to fit around.
Yeah,
like,
well, I mean,
like
look,
the
like
buff.
the purple buff.
It's
yeah.
like he wears the rings like a buff. Hunting Venenu. Not sure what the 3-item goose can do. The answer is before he barely even emerged out of the ground.
Do they just hate my personal hopes and dreams?
I think so.
I think they do. I feel like I'm getting targeted by the bolts.
we both are, man.
That Lasbra didn't get that kill.
Yeah, Lasbra definitely should have gotten that one. Ultin for Baskin to try and end the game, and that'll dash the hopes instantly. Baskin, a little bit more. And only 26 minutes this time, Gore. But we don't go to game 3. Somebody check Final Case subcount to see if it went up to make sure that we didn't hit a game 3 this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I wish that I'm disappointed. No records happened. I came in expecting
Nothing.
a lot, and I got some triple doubles. I guess that's pretty nice.
I wonder,
Look on the bright side.
maybe
There were
that-
some triple doubles.
you know what?
What a cool thing that happened today.
There was one, I think.
There's more Smite
I wonder. Now,
after this exact moment. There's more. There's like a whole other set. Those guys got to break it down.
yeah.
That's going to be funny. I want to
Maybe.
hear what Trelly says about this.
Now, I'm wondering, we know that 24 is the most in a single game by a single player.
Yeah.
But I wonder if there's a most kills without dying record that was broken. Because Lasper got like 17
I
or 18.
feel like we've had
I thi-
20 and O's
I-
before.
I-
Again, I have that. I could probably try to look it up in
Well,
like my G chats.
You know what? We'll take a look at that at some point there. But, Lasper went like 18-0 before he ends up dying
He's
there.
definitely if he didn't
get it,
take
he's
it,
close.
he's at least up in the top like 10.
He's
You
definitely
gotta
close.
think.
Olympus Bolts, maybe good news for them, their fans, and
They
maybe
just
all
beat the
fans at home.
Dragons.
They beat the Jade Dragons. That's another loss for the Dragons.
Listen, hype it up.
That's a
Let's
win
go.
for the Olympus Bolts. That's also no game 3 for us, Gore. We're going to go take a nice little break,
And that's the real win.
and that's the win for us. But now the win's going to come to the desk as they try to break that game down.
Yeah, there's not a lot of breaking down to be done.
Nah.
Oh, that's a breakdown. We could do one of those.
Yeah, we can just I couldn't. I tried.
You can't do a little DJ scratch?
No, I could do the scratch, but I didn't know
okay.
what you wanted me to mix up in that game. I mean, it was a lot of last had a lot of kills.
Right,
Panda
did
Cat had a lot of deaths.
Here's my takeaway from this set.
Okay.
We play like 400 games of hyper-competitive Smite all throughout the rest of the year.
Correct.
Hundreds of hours of high-level SPL games
Yes.
for 10 months straight.
Oh yeah.
The seedings are locked in for these teams. And I will echo this, and I will shout it from the mountaintops. My stance is we deserve, the viewers deserve. A little fun game, take a breather. It's been a chaotic year. We are like 2 weeks away from playoffs,
and
worlds, qualifiers. Gotta have a fun set every once in a while, I think, to decompress a bit, Trelly. That's our first set of the day. We'll see how the Oni Warriors and Leviathans stand after this one. Nika's brain won't be broken, so that's good news for the Oni Warriors. They're going up against the Leviathans, whose win streak is already broken. The Leviathans have also confirmed their seeding, and so the Oni Warriors potentially going to bring another upset to our schedule here, Trelly. And then, of course, a triple header tomorrow. Titans Kings to start it off, and then Bolts Valkyries to end the phase and end this year in the Smite Pro League regular season playoffs and qualifiers after that. Atlantis Leviathans, at worst, drop to 11-3. At best, though, we'll finish out this phase at 12-2. Oni Warriors, in theory, could jump up over the Tartarus Titans. And so, technically, there is still potential movement for the Oni Warriors and the Titans, which is why I'm trying to get a grasp on the vibe of our next two teams.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. The next couple matches they will be playing after this week will be all like do or die type of deal. Like
Right.
you want to make sure you're winning everything. So, we'll have to see about that. But hey, if the Oni Warriors value that 4th place spot, maybe they'll give it their all. And it's not going to be easy because it's the Leviathans, and they've been
Right.
sitting on top for a while now.
Because it would be seeds 1 and 2. So right now, the Leviathans and the Dragons would be in the semifinals of Phase 3 playoffs.
Yeah.
The other 4 teams would be battling it out. So it'd be 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5, right? So it's whether you're playing the Bolts or the Titans. Potentially the Oni Warriors and the Titans are going to be playing each other anyway if it's the middle of the table matchup there. We'll get all of that figured out in coming weeks. But that's it. The Olympus Bolts 2-0 the Jade Dragons in a totally normal, not crazy set at all. We've got one more set of Smite for you. It's the Oni Warriors taking on the Atlantis Leviathans. Stick around.